One of my friends right here. We go back like 4 flats. Listen, you are tuned in, right?
Indeed.
You are tuned in to the Reec Talk Cast from Media Campus West. And today we have a woman making Black history. So we had to bring her in the building. I just had the luxury of doing her big game party, big smoke day party. And I just appreciate her wanting me to be a part of her wonderful situation. And man, when I tell you, Monica Coleman is in here, owner, proprietor, HNIC over at the Stanley Cigar Lounge. Let me hit this hype bell because this is the only female African-American owned cigar lounge in Metro Atlanta. And there's so many like businesses in Metro Atlanta. You would think like, wow, this is the only one that you really got your paws like in that thing. And it looks so good when you walk in. I just want to give you your flowers real quick before we start.
Thank you. I want to give you yours. I'm so proud of you, man. Everything you're doing, everything you've done, the dad that you are, the community champion you are.
Thank you.
It's just been dope to watch you in your journey. So I'm happy to be here with you because it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute, man. We're not gonna go all the way back because it's gonna be hard to keep this interview focused because I really want to talk about your journey, like with the Cigar Lounge, right? But first time we met, we were doing an event for Converse, right? And I think we were doing what was it? We were opening up the Piedmont Park, the basketball
Piedmont
court.
Park, and then we were doing events at different rec centers, and so we did like a dunk contest. I remember. Then we had open gym for the kids, so it was like a whole basketball. And I was giving you all these sneakers.
Yep, all the Converse in the world. When I tell you, one day we got a call
we
from
worked with Sherry Riley with glue on that.
Yep, that's where we met, and you and Courtney and all those wonderful people over there.
Yeah,
and
that
you
was
really
good
looked
times.
out for us. It was.
That was good Atlanta.
Atlanta
was really starting to bubble as a place for, marketing and brands really started to realize that this was a city where things could happen. And it's so funny in the cigar world, Atlanta has more Black lounges, I think, than any other, similar city like us in terms of size. So a lot of my cigar reps talk about how, when they come to Atlanta, it's a different experience than other cities because even where I am, there's a Black-owned lounge not even 10 miles from me to the south, another 8 miles to the west. We're kind of all here. And it's a great community of entrepreneurs that have been tremendously helpful for me as I have, opened Stanley's now since September 2021.
Wow.
So the cigar community, I could say a lot of the owners, most of the owners in Atlanta have been a blessing. Just learning from them, and just kind of accepting me as a new kid on the block. Definitely.
That's gotta be really like heartfelt to see that other people in the same business where actually you guys could kind of be competitors or rivals, but you're in the same proximity, but they kind of saying, nah, come on, let me show you the ropes a little bit.
Right. And the reason is there's enough people to go around and different people like to smoke differently. Right? They like to enjoy cigars in different ways, and everybody's location gives a unique experience. Right? So there's one spot that people know if you want to turn up and party while you smoke, you go there. There's another that is more where if you want to be around doctors and lawyers and intellectuals while you smoke and have deep conversation, you can go there. And then there's Stanley's where we try to cater to kind of two audiences. The neighborhood, we're in South Fulton. So we get a lot of neighborhood people who I want to feel comfortable saying, well, I just went to Publix, but before I go home, I want to stop and have a smoke and get some wings. And they feel comfortable. But then some nights people want to come and dress up and enjoy the music. So we're definitely trying to meet in the middle, and some people call it like cheers.
I like that. I got that feel when I walked in because it's so nice. All the decor is amazing. I can really tell that your marketing background took the whole, because I can tell, like, okay, I can see why this is a draw for people.
Okay,
right?
Thank you.
I definitely see that. You know what I mean? And I hear the market, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know somebody that with that background is behind it. So it's really cool.
It's definitely been a journey.
Yeah.
Every day, it's definitely been a journey.
So let's start from the beginning. When September 2021, you about to open these doors up. What was going through your head as far as why did you want to get started with a cigar lounge?
There was so much before, so it was probably like around May-ish. I was at the time the CMO of a national healthcare nonprofit for Black women, and loved the work that I had done in the pandemic to help women, with health. But I was just kind of like, I want to do something different. So I had just left my job. Yeah, kind of was just like, God, what should I do next? Right. And then got word that there was possibly that the lounge, because it was a lounge previously to me owning it, that it might become available. And I was like, there's no way. It was crazy because like 2021, earlier that year, I had gone to a cigar festival with my friends and met a woman out of North Carolina who was like, yeah, I'm opening a lounge. And that was the first woman I had ever met that was like, I'm doing opening a lounge. Right. Yeah. And I remember being on the plane going home from Florida, like, man, that's something I would love to do, but that could never happen in Atlanta. Like, it's lounges everywhere. Right. There's no way I could do that, but I would love to do something like that. So when I found out there was an opportunity, I just decided, well, I don't have anything to lose trying to go after it. Okay. Because
you just left corporate.
Yep.
You just left corporate. I know you, so she had something in the bank.
Oh,
she
was
straight. So I could tell by the nails. You know what I'm saying? She was straight. But you're thinking, you saw this lady, and that's why representation matters. This is another reason why we really want you to come here, so somebody can see you and be inspired.
I pray so.
Yeah.
I really do.
Definitely. So you saw this woman, she owns a cigar lounge in North Carolina.
She was opening, okay. Her name is Sandra. And her brand is called Novelty. And yeah, so I was like, well, why not? So then I started calling the leasing company and, just putting myself in the mix. And then in that process, found out that there were like over 30 other people with the same thought I had, right? Like, I want it.
So it was like a bidding situation.
Correct.
Now.
So it was like 30 something people all at the same time. And I remember going to do the viewing with the agent just to see, and it was people coming in and out, and everybody's looking at everybody, and everybody's sizing everybody up. Right. And I'm just like,
I don't know if this is gonna happen now.
Right. But I put together a presentation about like, this is why you guys should let me have the space.
And that's what she do.
Here's my vision. Here's how I would market it. Like, I treated it like I was trying to get a client. Right. The other thing I did, after I did that, for like 3 days straight, I was driving there, putting my hands on the building, and I was praying. And I was just like, God, if this is for me, it's for me. And there's nothing anybody could do that it won't be. And if it's for me, I receive it, and I trust that you're going to give me the tools that I need to do this. Right. I did that for like 3 days straight. And I know I look like a crazy person going, and then people seeing me, and but I was praying, and then I got the call, and they were like, yeah, congratulations, we're sending you the lease. And I was like, wait.
Let me hit the hype bell for that. Wait a second. So that's what those times that we say people think that you might be crazy, right? But it ends up working. We got to step outside the box. It's nowhere in my head.
It's nowhere that I thought, because some of the names that were attached to who else I was up against, I was like, oh, surely they're going to get it.
Some of the who's who that already have lounges or clubs and things.
Right. Okay. I'm like, oh, they're going to definitely get it. They're going to, And God was like, nope. Okay.
Monica, this is yours.
Right. But even after they sent me the lease, I was just like, wait, is this real?
Is this real?
Like, so it took me probably like a week or so before I actually was like,
to sign it.
Yeah, because I was just so like, what am I getting into? What am I thinking? Is this what I should be doing? It was a lot. And then after, so that was like the first week of July.
Okay.
And my open date was set for September 9th.
Okay.
Now, that was my naivete and not even knowing how extensive the liquor licensing process was. Just a lot of stuff that I was like, oh, yeah, I can have this done in 2 months, you know.
I mean, because you know your work ethic. So you like, I'm going to do everything I got to do. But on that side, it's politics, is city. Anytime you deal with the city, it's going to be.
It's city, it's state, it's federal, it's waiting on other people to, you know.
Stamp the paperwork.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, people ask me, well, what principles? And I would say that a few of them are your capital. When I say capital, not just like financial capital, but like your human capital. Like, who do you have on your team that
like
can
who you know.
partner with you to help you? Because there were things that I couldn't have afforded to hire people to help me with.
Right.
I remember
your network is more than your net worth at some points.
And that ties into community, you know, like who is in your community and how are you investing in that community so that when it's your turn, there are people that want to turn around and give you that same investment. So those are the only two things that capital and that community, you know, really came into play over that time frame for me to be able to I actually did meet my open date only by God's grace, because 2 days before I still didn't have my liquor license.
Wow.
It was 48 hours before. Oh man, what?
That's stressful. You got a bar with no liquor license.
Right. And it was like I had all these eyes on me because I couldn't wait until I got the license and then start promoting. I had to, you know, be doing this drumbeat of promotion leading up, so people would be like, "Oh, I want to," you know. So it was no way. So I had
kept
eyes
seeing
on
it
me.
myself. Like I literally kept seeing all this promotion for it. Like I would see IG posts and Facebook and people talking about it and radio, and I would hear about it. I just didn't put it together. It was you. And I was just like, whoever owns Stanley's, like, they going hard out here in the paint.
That's funny. But we made it 2 days before I got the approval. We got open on time. So it was a whirlwind. It was, you know, I would be doing stuff, painting, and there would be people that would sit outside and turn their bright lights on their car, just watching me. And I'm like, what are you doing? You know,
doing? Yeah.
It was a lot of, it was more energy around it than I expected. So that was kind of tough to have to navigate that, and people who, remember, it's 30-something other people who have their people attached to them who now are like, well, who is she and why did she get it? So then come the, you know, I was married to a ball player who paid
all
for
the
everything.
rumors.
Yeah,
all the rumors.
My family shook down the county.
What was the wildest rumor that you heard?
That my family had mob ties and that.
Let me find out you made them an offer they couldn't refuse.
I was like, what? My family had mob ties, and my brother is this powerful lawyer. He is a lawyer. He's a civil rights attorney. He's on TV. They're like, oh yeah, you know her brother. He shook down the city. And I'm like, this is a private venue. It's not even city owned. Like, what are y'all talking about? Then they were like, oh yeah, this elected official, that one, they gave him money. What are you saying?
Can I just be worth it?
No.
Can I just pray, put my hands on the building and pray about it, and God made it for me?
Nope. Even now, almost 2 years in, people still will go on the Secretary of State and try to see who owns it and pull up stuff and and look at the papers on the wall and see if it has my name on the license and this. People still,
let me look at this camera. Y'all gotta stop it.
People still, you know, question it and, oh yeah, no, I heard it's not her. I heard it's her brother. I heard it's her this person.
Come on, man.
So at first that used to bother me.
We gonna protect black women at all costs and let y'all know that the paperwork has got her name on it. Okay, for real. I just need y'all to know that it's her. All right. Good grief.
It's crazy, but I mean, this journey has definitely made me have to toughen up a bit.
Okay.
You know, it's different when, as you know, I had the agency, right?
Yeah.
And you're pushing Converse and you're pushing
other brands. You are the voice and the action behind somebody else's vision, but you're making the vision clear for everybody else.
And then when it's you, it becomes a different
different animal, whole new beast. Right.
It is.
Right. So that's what's up. So right now on the radio side, if you just tuning in, we got Monica Coleman, owner, proprietor on the paperwork of Stanley Cigar Lounge. Wonderful, beautiful cigar lounge in the city. Man, like I said, I had the privilege of being able to come and be a part of your last event. But you do events all the time. And I'm assuming it's because of your background. And you're like, this is separating you, not from the pack, but it's just making you a unique place.
It's a dream. I mean, you know, when you think of marketing, marketing is experience creation at the end of the day,
That's
right?
What it was. That's what it is.
You're creating experiences for people, or you're creating a connection to a brand that makes them feel something, right? And so to have a space where I can do that and also leverage it to create opportunities for other people. Like in Black History Month, every Wednesday, we've been doing pairings of Black-owned cigars and spirit brands.
Okay.
So that people can come in and meet the people who make these different brands and learn about the brands and patronize them.
So you got the owners, the creators of these different cigars and drinks, and then they come together and they actually come to the lounge where people meet them and get to try the product. That's amazing.
And I mean, that's what and
because I'm not going anywhere meeting Jack or Daniels. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming to Stanley's and get to meet the owners.
The owners of Greenwood Whiskey. You know, four dudes that came with the brand in their basement, and now they have distribution and Total Wine and different venues all across the country, and it's a great whiskey. And I just believe in what they're doing on Mega Legend Cigars. He and his family are starting this whole community in Africa. So these are all people who have really dope stories that I feel like me having this building and this opportunity was never just about look at me. It's kind of it's right. Like, how do I leverage this to help other people and spotlight their brands as well. So
I love that, man. You created a nice platform for others to shine, and you're shining along with them because it's your spot, it's your stage, it's your Apollo, and you bringing them on, to perform. I love it.
Thank you.
And that experience is bar none the top notch. So you with as far as like the design and everything, how deep were you in that? Was this you like, I want this here and this there, or?
Yes, okay. I didn't have money for. I met with one designer, and he's amazing at design. He came back with a quote of like $9,000. I was like, nope. So I sat down and thought about, and I actually traveled. I went to Vegas. I went to Florida.
It makes a whole lot of sense now. Makes a lot of sense.
I went to different places and just smoked. And different people's spots to kind of see like what do I want my spot to look like and feel like, what was inspiring from other elements, and then what did I feel represented me. So if you come to the lounge, you'll see that I have a theme of lions, because to me, men represent, most men represent, royalty, right? They represent kings.
They should. And that's the court you've built.
So when you look at there are different types of lions. There's an abstract one by the bar. There's a more serious one. There's like a Michael Jackson. So there's a lot of that energy, but then there's artwork of women that is extremely feminine. So my goal was to kind of bring those two together, which
and merge it.
Correct. Right. So that men would feel comfortable, but ladies would too. So it's always a blessing when women come in and they don't feel like they're in their granddaddy's
like a fly
basement.
On the wall. They feel like this my spot. Right.
Yeah.
I saw that. I felt a lot of that energy when some of the women were coming in. They were like when I talk about they came in like, oh, this is my spot. They had their little bags and all this. And I don't smoke cigars, right? So to me, the whole experience is eye-opening because you get to see something different through somebody else's lens, right? But I understand parties, lounges, and experiences and, creating a scene. So when I felt the energy of the room, I'm like, cool, it's easy to match that. Everybody wants to come and have a good time. I got that feel of like when you go into some of the casinos on the other side of the casinos, they have the little lounges with the chairs and the table and the ashtray.
Just kind of kick back.
Yeah, you watch all the screens and you watch your bets going. So that's why I say it made sense. I get like the experience you were building.
And even though you don't smoke, hopefully you still felt comfortable.
I felt very comfortable.
You didn't feel like out of place because there was enough happening around you. That
first of all, I like to eat. The food was delicious. When I saw the menu, I was like, oh yeah, this is what we doing. We got drizzled sweet potato fries. We got all types of stuff. They had the brisket going in the back. I'm like, man,
this is about to be on DoorDash. So that's,
really?
Yep.
Oh, so I'm gonna be. You've created a problem for me. This is gonna be an issue for me. Okay.
We're about to pipe up DoorDash in like the next week. So because a lot of people do come in, you know, for the wings. Like I just want wings. When
I tell you, like we had the veggie egg rolls, I had the shrimp plate, we had the wings. I was like, I gotta chill out. I'm about to be in here, spend a whole check in here.
I'm glad you ate.
I did. I had a great time. Like I enjoyed it.
So imagine on Fridays we have the live band plus the food plus the drinks and the DJ and you know.
Yeah, it's an experience.
Right. So the best part for me is, and people make fun of me sometimes because they'll come and I'm on my laptop a lot. I'm at work.
You're working.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm working. And they're like, why are you on your laptop? They don't know who I am. And I'm not always like, I'm the owner.
Right.
You know, but I'm
doing
working.
What you do. Right.
But I just love sometimes, even in those moments, to look out and you see people dancing, laughing, you know, with their significant other, with their homegirls. It's the birthday. And they're just enjoying themselves.
Right.
And so that, if I can curate that for people, or even during the week when some of the guys that come all the time, or the ladies, and they're just, you know, we have jazz music playing and it's not a big show. They're just enjoying their cigar.
It reminds me of like the cigar Starbucks. Like they in there, they chilling.
They
know
are,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Right,
yeah.
right.
They know they can come there, get a drink, have a stick, and decompress. I mean, there's a lot that happens, and that's the beauty of cigars is that it you have to focus on what you're doing when you're smoking. It gives you a time to kind of slow down, and just think. You know, think about your next move. Think about, you know, I've smoked cigars for 12 years, but it was a secret for a while because as a woman, you know, it was still kind of like, oh, you smoke, you know,
almost
so
like taboo almost.
Right. Yeah. So a lot of people, you know, didn't know that I smoked cigars, or that I was trying to learn more about them.
Yeah. Now
that's changed a lot. And then there's still people who come in that are still learning, which is always fun for me to just kind of walk them through the humidor of this is what this is, and here's how you
I'm over here learning. I thought the humidor was the dude with the red flag at the bullfight. That's a matador, y'all. I had to find that out the hard way when I was at the spot, because between you, my friend who's on Pots America Youth Board, Rima Miller, and my boy St. Louis, I learned so much about cigars that I thought I would never know. You know what I mean? Right. And it's just nice to see people dive into something that we don't normally know. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then they like really connoisseurs of it.
And it's so much to learn. Yeah. You know, you learn, you know, and the thing I think is amazing about cigars is you could literally smoke a different stick for 365 days.
That's crazy.
And never smoke the same one twice.
Right.
Like,
that's crazy.
Just try. Yeah. And you really don't know what you like until you try.
So what is your stick? What is your stick of choice right now?
I have an expensive palette.
Really? Can you show the camera your nails? Really, you do? We had no idea.
I like nice things.
Right.
No, I smoke a brand called Liga Number 9. Liga Privada. So they have a Number 9. That is one of my favorites. La Flor Dominicana, LFD for short.
So I need to be able to speak Spanish to do this. This is what I've learned right now.
The 25th anniversary, their stick is amazing. So I have another one called God of Fire. So there's some that but unfortunately, like when I go buy cigars for me, my tab is typically like $200. And I have like 4 little cigars in my hand. Like,
this is what it costs for that. You done paid a car note.
And then I'm a sucker. Like when I always, people that I know, if they come to the lounge, I'm typically like, oh, here's a stick, like as a thank you, you keep sick. And then I'll give some
That's
of my
that marketing.
Right. I'll give,
I'm gonna give you some.
Like I gave someone an Andalusian Bull, which is a very rare cigar, hard to find.
Okay.
And I had 2, and I gave one to somebody, out of appreciation. Yeah. And people watch me like, why'd you do that? And I'm like, I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
It'll come back.
It'll come back
in other ways.
Yeah.
So I have, and I don't even get to. I smoke less since I opened.
Yeah, because you own the spot. You working.
So it's like, I can't, and some of my counterparts, they've been open longer than me. So they can just kind of chill and let let their place run itself. And I know I'll get there at some point. But I smoke less. Like, I can't get through one cigar typically because I got to keep putting it down, do this, do that. So
I got you, man. That's amazing, though. We appreciate that story, that journey right there. So tell me about, like, some of the intricacies of owning this spot. You got staff. You got, after the pandemic, ain't nobody want to work. Especially in the service industry. No, everybody was getting PPP money and all types of stuff.
Yeah, man, that's been different. Is good staff.
Good staff.
I've been blessed that we had the same staff for over a year. Like,
it
like
felt
a
like
lot
that.
of my core people.
Yeah, it felt like that when I went. It felt like some of the staff and the way where they were just like so keen on the know. I could tell how they were. You could talk to them without saying a word, and I kind of peeped that too. Yeah.
So you have the staffing, you have inventory, you have food inventory, cigar inventory, liquor inventory. You got state taxes, federal, local, marketing, media, customer.
Yeah. Everything.
Booking the bands, dealing with the parking, the valet.
Sheesh.
Like,
that's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's so some people are like, oh, you just get to smoke all day. Is that what you
That's
think?
what you
I
think.
do. Even though we open at 3, my day still starts at
7
6.
a.m.
I'm a mom still. I have a 10-year-old daughter, who is happy for me, but still expects to get to dance class on time.
Yeah.
It still expects, the things that she does from her mom.
Yeah.
So there's that layer that a lot of us entrepreneurs have of trying to balance a new business
and life
with the type of hours. It's not a 9 to 5.
It's not.
We're open from 3 to 11 and then 3 to 1 a.m. So a lot of times I'm getting home at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
From work, from being up at 6 and having to continue.
Right.
And sometimes that can be a little lonely. It can be tough, trying to be at your best, give people your best, deal with them saying, well, this is not good enough.
Right.
Still having to push through that and just go. So, there are a lot of moving parts on, any given day. And the best thing you can do is have really great staff to support you.
Yeah.
And customers that will hopefully give you grace.
Yeah.
So I've become a lot more gracious when I go
other places, right?
Yeah, because I understand
everything
more
that goes
than I
into it.
did probably 3 years ago about how things translate from ownership to that server who is in front of you, and what you're thinking is probably not what they're expecting at the, and just trying to give people grace in terms of ticket times. And so I would say give people grace.
There we
we're
go.
not trying to take your money and not give good service in most cases. Everyone's trying, their best.
It's a lot goes on. It's like you watch The Wizard of Oz. You just see the big head moving, but there's somebody back there doing hitting all the buttons and everything.
Right.
So I understand.
Food shortages.
Shipping was crazy a few months ago. Nobody could get food, supplies. It was a wing shortage.
Right. And there's always, like, the day before Super Bowl, our food supplier messed up our food order.
Wow.
And they couldn't find it in the system. And
No bueno.
this was the order for the day, like all the chicken, all the everything.
Everybody coming to watch the game, they want wings.
Correct.
Right.
And they were like, oh, we don't see your order. Tú no sé, yo no sabe. I'm like, wait a minute.
No. Say Saba, I need it.
Right. So the chef, it took the chef probably 3 hours to just try to get that sorted.
Yeah.
So she was late coming in, so somebody has to cook while she's late. So guess who's back there making wings? Me.
There you go.
Right? So people are watching me come out the kitchen in heels and, dry. And I'm like, somebody has, that happened. She's dealing with that. While she's dealing with that, I got to deal with this. And the business still has to flow.
Yeah.
So you got to give grace because sometimes you just never know
Absolutely.
what's going on behind the scenes.
So I think the theme for today is going to be representation one, of course, because that matters. You see this woman doing some amazing things, and I hope somebody's getting inspired. I'm seeing the chat now. Somebody just said, I'm inspired. I'm working on something big myself, and she is on point. So shout out to Kedrick. We appreciate that. And then grace, of course. We want to be able to give people grace in their space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We all need it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
So tell me about what you got coming up. Stanley Cigar Lounge. Tell me what should we see on the horizon for Stanley's?
So the biggest thing, and I'm really excited about it, is the Sticks and Shores.
Okay.
It is.
Talk to me about this. We going global, baby.
Right. So we are doing a trip to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic in June. For people who love to vacation, but also people who love cigars.
Okay.
So imagine 5 days, 4 nights. You get there, you get cigars from me. We're going to the cigar factory. You'll get to, try to roll your own stick.
Okay.
We're having the boat party, the 80s, 90s jam, and the all-white beach party. This whole, it's a thing. It's going to be
themes. I love it.
Right. Yeah. So I'm excited because a lot of trips have themes, but I really couldn't find one that was really focused on cigar lovers and cigar smokers. So that is coming up in June.
So you made your own.
Yes.
I ain't mad at that. I'm going to make my own. I love it.
So that's in June. March is Women's History Month. We're going to be doing all-female DJs every Saturday and highlighting some of the ladies in the city that are doing dope things. In that regard, we have some March Madness things coming up. Every Friday, we still have live music. Yeah. Each and every Friday, doing our pairings on Wednesday. So there's always something. Like there's never a week where, I don't have something.
40 things going on.
Right. Whether you just like to smoke in quiet and peace, you can do that.
Right.
If you want to turn up, you can do that too. So
you want to hear a band, you can do that too.
Right. So we do offer throughout the week something different. Yeah. For everybody.
I love it, man. Let me hit the hype bell for that. Get all the details and info you need at StanleyCigarLounge.com. Check it out. Follow them on Instagram. Is it Stanley Cigar Lounge ATL or Stanley Cigar ATL? ATL. Yeah. Okay, Stanley Cigar Lounge. How did you get the name? And I'm gonna leave you alone after this because you got to get back to the spot.
Stanley is my grandfather. Okay. On my mom's side. So my mom's dad, he was the first entrepreneur in my family. Wow. So, and my family's from Memphis, Tennessee, originally. And he had a insurance firm that he opened like next to a black barbershop, which to me is genius, right? They get their haircut,
come right on
they
over.
come pay the premium, or he could sit in the barbershop and talk shop, right? And
that's where the marketing came from,
right? So when I'm like, oh, that was smart, but think about it. This is 50, 60 years ago in Memphis.
In Memphis,
right?
that's
And so my great-grandmother and my grandmother were like, you need a job. Like, I don't know what this entrepreneur thing is you're talking about. So he ended up becoming one of the first black postal workers in Memphis and was also a Marine. Wow. But a lot of times when I think about it, I'm like, 50 years of insurance business is a big book of business that you could sell to State Farm, Allstate. So I think about what if he would have really been able to hold on to that dream. Right. So I named it in honor of him because legacy is important to me.
Absolutely.
If you come to Stanley's, you'll see there's a wall of pictures with his picture and just pictures of people from my blood, my lineage, my bloodline.
Your
that
history
have been.
This is all what led to this. Yeah.
And my hope is that 50 years from now, my grandchild will be like, it may not be a cigar business, but it's something that they knew of me, and this time that made them feel like, oh, I can do. My grandmother had
Monica's Mall coming soon.
Like my grandmother had a cigar lounge. She was lit back in the day. That they'll feel inspired to want to. And a lot of what you hear in a cigar lounge is that it's legacy building. It's people, doing deals and having conversations that are going to have a bigger impact. So Stanley is my granddaddy, and I named it
That's what's up.
in his honor and hope that one of my, my daughter, her daughter's daughter will be inspired by.
Come on, history. I love it. Let me hit that hype bell one more time. Man, I appreciate you coming by, giving us a few minutes of time.
I appreciate you having me. The best part of today was meeting some of your girls.
Chickens outside. I got chickens outside with me today. I might see them later on my social media.
I feel like they're celebrities, though, because I watch them online. I'm like, Savage Fluffy in person.
Yeah, live and in person. She got an afro out and everything. So, I appreciate you coming by.
Thank you for having me. You got to come back and host one. I know you don't smoke. That's fine.
I mean, I just enjoyed it, the ambiance and the wings. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Right. It's. I mean, it's a fun. Especially in the summer. We have the out. We have the patio outside, the bar outside. You can kind of just see the sights, enjoy yourself. So I'm looking forward to the weather breaking because that's always a fun time too.
I might be on that trip with you. I ain't gonna lie. I don't even need one cigar. That sounds like a time to me.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm keeping it intimate. And before we leave, we're gonna have some meetups at Stanley so people can
get to know
get to know each other and have that level of comfort with each other and we're gonna have a good time.
That's it. I already know. That's not even a question. Make sure you get that info. It's on the website.
Yep.
It's on the website.
That's on the website too.
Okay. All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all tuning in with us. We're gonna get back to this music. Let her get back to Stanley Cigar Lounge. We heard a lot of history, some great representation. We appreciate you, Monica. Thanks again.
Thank you, Reece.
All right, we're gonna get back to this thing right here, Reece Radio. Appreciate y'all.